Hey everybody, it's Laine, and I am here to tell you that your kids really need you to do something very, very important. And what it is to be kind to yourself. And I'm going to give you a practice to use in a moment. But I just want to let you know that when we have negative self talk, what happens is it creates stress in our bodies. And that stress ends up leaking out onto our kids, just like secondhand smoke does. And right now, with all the uncertainty and all the stress in the world, our kids need us to be the most calm that we can be. I'm not saying that we're all going to be perfectly zen and, gliding through this crazy time beautifully, but we can certainly do a couple of things that are going to help us be a better version of ourselves, if not the best version of ourselves that we can be right now. So I want you to pick a mantra. And if you don't like the word mantra, fine. Pick a phrase that you are going to say to yourself to help yourself be calmer, to be just nicer to yourself. So instead of negative talk building stress in your body and leaking out as secondhand smoke, as I just described a moment ago, what you're going to do is you're going to create good feelings and good energy inside your head. And that stuff is going to put your mind at ease, and it's going to allow you to be kinder to your kids. So, a positive phrase or a positive mantra, it doesn't have to be something woo woo. I don't do woo woo. Those of you who know me know that. It can be something super practical, like I'm okay, or it's going to be okay, or I am safe, I am strong, I'm doing the best I can. Anything that truly resonates with you to put you in a better frame of mind than what you're in during a stressful moment will be helpful. You don't have to make a huge leap from feeling like crap to feeling awesome. That is fake self talk. Just telling yourself, I'm amazing, I can do this. Like pumping yourself up like that in those big leaps is not going to work. It's got to be something real, something that resonates with you, and something that actually soothes you. So I don't know exactly what your negative self talk is, but if it's something along the lines of, I can't handle this, right? That's a really low place to be in your mindset. And that's going to create a lot of stress, and it will leak out onto your kids. It will leak out in how you uh, put the dinner on the table, right? Everything from that to how you talk to them, to how you put them to bed at night. If that's the message that's going through your head, it's going to affect everything that you do, from big to small. So if that happens to be your message, I can't handle this, right? Or this is too much, this is crazy, then a counter message to that would be something like, I'm going to be okay, or I am safe, even if you don't feel safe in the moment. So I don't want you to take these huge leaps. A lot of people will talk about, self-talk having to be pumping yourself up with amazing, I'm amazing, I'm the best, I'm whatever. It will ring false to you. And I want you to take baby steps with real phrases that are going to ring true for you so that it can actually soothe you, and it will calm your mind, it'll ease your heart, and then you'll be able to settle yourself down before you take any action with your child, whether that's how you're bathing them, or that's how you're putting them to bed, or it's how you're helping them with their homework, right? I have experienced this myself, where if I'm having a rough day and all of my self-talk is negative and this is too much, I can't take it anymore, and I can't even, like that phrase comes out, I can't even, like I can't even take anymore. That's, the straw that's breaking my back over here. Any of those phrases, the very next person I come in contact with, which is usually my child, that child is going to be receiving that energy from me. They're going to be picking up on it. It's as if I've been fighting with somebody for the last 10 minutes or all day, in some cases with myself, if I've been beating myself up all day. And if that's the energy I'm bringing to that interaction with my child, that's the energy that they pick up from it. And more than ever, our kids are picking up on the stress, they're picking up on the uncertainty, and they're picking up on the overwhelm that is all a product of what is going on in our world right now. And if we thought that we were stressed out before, most of us wish we could go back to pre-COVID times and wish for that level of stress, right? This has just added a whole other overlay. And, politics also just, it's all this overlay that's going on right now, multiple things going on. So I encourage you to be kind to yourself. It's going to start with you. The way that you talk to yourself, the way you treat yourself, the way that you soothe yourself is going to have a tremendous impact on your kids. And I want every family to have the right to get to the other side of this pandemic and these multiple stressors that are going on right now, to get to the other side and look back and say, you know, we did pretty well. We weren't perfect. Nobody's going to come through this feeling like they did it perfectly, but we did pretty well. And I'm proud of myself for how we went through a tough time. Your kids are not going to remember this time as little moments here and there. They're going to have a big sense of how you handled a very difficult time. And they're going to remember you as mom or dad or grandparent, whoever you are to that child. They're going to remember your vibe. They're going to remember your energy. Oh, my mom, she was really calm in the face of all of that. My mom knew how to be calm and be strong. My dad knew how to be a force of reason and a force of calm in our house and an anchor in our house. My grandma, my grandpa, nothing rattled them. They're going to come away with big feelings. And if you don't believe me, think about your own childhood. We don't even have to go to like whether you went through a pandemic or not, right? Or a trauma or not. Just think about your childhood. You think of it in like big terms, right? Like, I had a happy childhood, or my childhood had a lot of fear, or my childhood had a lot of pain, or my childhood had a lot of loss. These big terms. Sometimes you'll remember moments, that impacted you positively or negatively, but for the most part, we remember them in these big kind of feelings. And that's how our kids are going to remember us. It's how they're going to remember their childhood. And how you behave, especially during this stressful time, is going to impact them. So just as a reminder, the thing I want you to do most during this time is to figure out what phrase you need to tell yourself to be kind to yourself. So eventually that peace and that ease affects every interaction you have with your child, and they get that feeling from you. So write it down on a Post-it, write it down on a piece of paper, tape it everywhere. If you're somebody who has those, my daughter has these, the pens that you can write on the windows with and they wipe off, right? Write this mantra down everywhere that you can see it to remind yourself. And also to, in passing, give that tool to your child. When you're going through something tough, you've got to have a phrase that anchors you, So whatever that phrase is for you, if you're not sure what that phrase is, again, look at what the phrase is that is going through your head as the most negative phrase and just tweak it to the next level of positive that you can believe in, that resonates with you. I don't want you to flip it from, let's just say, I'm the worst mom to I'm the best mom. Like, that is too big of a leap. It's got to be something like, I'm doing the best I can. I am really trying hard here. And then once that message sinks in, then you can take the next step to, I'm really changing here and I'm making a really big difference. And then once that message sinks in, then you change your mantras. Mantras aren't meant to be static. They're meant to be dynamic and to grow and to change with you depending on what you need at that moment. So do this. Take this action. Please, please do this for yourself. And then in turn for your kids. I am rooting for you so hard. I am cheering for you so loud over here. I want to help you get through this time period and parenthood in general with as much pride and joy and grace as possible. It's not about perfection. It's not. It's about feeling good at the end of the day. It's about feeling good at the end of the week, at the end of the month, at the end of the year when you look back and you're like, yep, I'm doing all right here. I'm doing well. I'm doing better than I thought I would. I'm doing as well as I had hoped to do. And then eventually, the way that your kids look back on their childhood, you're going to look back on the early years of your parenthood. You never stop being a parent, but you're going to look back on their childhood with that same overview and think, it was a happy time. That's what I want for you. I don't want you to be living a life of regret. I don't want you at the end of the day to be regretting things. I want you to be empowered. I want you to be connected. And I want you to be proud. So you can totally do this. I am here for you. Please reach out if you are looking for more support. But for today, that's what I've got for you. And I hope that it helps. I will talk to you soon.